Okay, folks, your next comic, he is a musician. He works in mental health. Please give it up for Mr. Kris Marks.
First time for everything. How you guys doing? What? I could be waiting. You don't know me. No, how about a round of applause for David and Eugenia and the World Mental Health Project? It's amazing. Stand up for mental health. I love it. I love what you guys are doing too, sitting down for mental health. Thanks for your service. Oh, I love doing things for charity, doing good things. I think fundraising has to be one of the easiest jobs in the world. Like, you can pretty much do anything to raise money or awareness for anything else. Like, they don't even have to go together. Like, tonight we're doing stand-up comedy for mental health. You know, I feel like you could eat hot dogs for heart disease and somebody be like, that's such a good cause. I love that. I really should be doing more. I love that we're taking a proactive approach to mental health awareness. I do. Like, I love that we're putting trigger warnings before showing sensitive material. I think it's a great idea. I think we kind of screwed up with the name though. Like, you can tell we're just kind of sorting through this, feeling it out, you know? Sit down and watch a movie, it's like, trigger warning! Like, everyone who's ever had a traumatic experience with a firearm is like, where was mine? We could just call it a warning. We did that for centuries. Oh man. I work in mental health as an educator. I was diagnosed with PTSD 7 years ago, now I work in mental health. It's great. People always ask me, how can you tell if somebody's in poor mental health? One clue is how they use emojis. It's true. Like, if somebody sends you a mundane text like, I woke up today, you know, but then they add the laugh cry emoji at the end. Sort of changes the tone a little bit. Why is that funny? Are you okay? You guys like music? I love music. Yeah, David said I was a musician. I love listening to music, playing music. I feel like the 60s and the 70s was like the golden age for living with mental illness. You know, it was great. That's when we flourished. Honestly, it was awesome. It's like, oh, you have crippling depression? Well, here's a guitar and 3 chords. Enjoy your Grammys. It was awesome. Like, how sad was George Harrison when he wrote While My Guitar Gently Weeps? Like, how depressed do you have to be to bring the instruments into it? I'm sorry, guitar. All this time it's been all about me. How are you feeling? Guitar's like... Oh man. No, it was great. That was like, it was the best time to have mental illness, bar none. Best job, rock star, you know? It was like your superpower. Like, you could show up at a gig, the promoter's like, I heard you have multiple personality disorder. Well, that's great news, because our opening act didn't show up, so I'm going to need one of you to open for you. That's how that works, right? Just do one and then the other, right? Good. It was great. You could just step up. You know, we could just use that for good, right? Now, as a mental health educator, we are trying to change the way that we talk about mental health. David touched on that earlier. Language is important, right? You know, back in the day, we just called everything crazy, right? If we didn't understand it, oh, that's crazy. You're crazy, right? Thinking back, and like, a lot of the song titles back then, you know, had the word crazy in them, right? Imagine if those artists wrote those songs with the mental health language that we use today. You know? There's Queen in the studio. Freddie Mercury's like, take a long ride on my motorbike and get ready the manifestation of my anxious attachment style. Boom, doom, doom. There's Ozzy doing Crazy Train. We're going off the rails on the bipolar express. Sharon! It doesn't sound as good. Oh, Ozzy. Speaking of drugs, we always talk about the drugs that rock stars used to do, you know, but not the drugs that they should have done. Right? Like, I think it would have changed everything. You know, like Pink Floyd wouldn't even exist. You know, instead of taking acid and seeing colors, they're taking Abilify and seeing a therapist. Roger Waters walks in, he's like, I wrote a new song, it's called Comfortably... No, it's just called Comfortable, I'm fine actually. I feel really good. Lucid. Mick Jagger walks in on Keith Richards, a needle hanging out of his arm. Keith is like, no, Mick, it's Ritalin. I think you should try it. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the show.